All right, another great episode of Southern Sports Scene is officially underway. I am your host, Lucas Hill, joined by my co-host who rarely shows up sometimes, Jacob, a.k.a. Scout from the Southern Sports Scene, also from Southern Charm Sports. Good to see you, good sir. How are you?
Doing very well, doing fantastic on this
Did
great
you
day. I
come
don't know
here?
why this keeps, it's like it's actively moving up.
Brother,
There we
what?
go. The camera was actively moving up, but fantastic day here in the great state of Alabama. It only went as low as like 62 today.
That's good.
So,
I think it got into the mid-50s today.
yeah.
But this was like early as hell in the morning. So, pretty good day. I can't complain about us here in the great state of Louisiana. Come here, Gunner. Come here, boo boo. Come here, boo boo. I'm trying to get my dog over here. Hey, come here. Get your little butt over here. Come here.
PETA, I would like everyone to know that no animals were harmed in the making of this video.
What?
I'm just letting PETA know.
Over here. Ow. We got the big dog up in here.
Big dog.
Hey, Scout.
What?
Hey. This is Gunner.
Shout out Gunner. Oh, it's a golden doodle. It's a doodle.
Yes. He's a 50-pound golden doodle now.
So he's not full grown yet?
No, he's a puppy still. He's like 6 months old.
He'll be probably like a 120-pounder when he's full grown.
No, that's Rowdy. All right, buddy. You need to go out.
This man was like, let's start.
I wanted to start the show with Gunner, man. I had to. So? But no, Scout, you and I have got a lot to talk about. But before we get into that, y'all do me a favor. Hit the like, share, and subscribe down below. Turn on the bell notifications so that you are notified every time we go live, post a new video or post a new short here on the Southern Sports Scene. Every live show, usual, presented by our good friends at Frost Buddy. Going over to frostbuddy.com. Use that promo code SSS15 to get 15% off of your first purchase on all things tumblers, mugs, anything notable that you pretty much want to go grab. SSS15 is the promo code to use. Also, thank you to our friends at Chike Nutrition. We're now entering the month of February. It's never too late to make 2026 your best year yet when it comes to getting in shape. Why not start off your day with a great, hearty, healthy cup of coffee, 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, and 1 gram of sugar. And the best part, 1 shot of espresso to get you started. Going over, click the link below to get yourself 10% off. Scout, let's go ahead and let's start this off. I want to talk about a potential guy that we think could be a breakout star in 2026 in college football. And we're talking like, and people have been saying, oh, Sam Levitt's going to be a breakout star. No. We've already seen what Sam Levitt can do. There's no need for him to be a breakout star because we know what he's capable of already. He'd be more of a comeback story because he's coming off of that injury that he had last year. Here's the difference, is that we have to evaluate these guys as if this is their first time really getting some action, a la Deuce Knight. Other guys that you guys, I mean, you get my point though at the end of the day. So I want to start with you. I want you to think of off the top of your dome, who are a couple guys that you think could break out and why?
Man, put me on the spot. Aaron Philo, Florida. That's a big one. Honestly, too, if we're sticking Florida, I don't think people have Eric Singleton as high as they should. And then moving out of the SEC, I don't know.
You would consider Eric Singleton a breakout star?
I think he will be a top 5 player in college football next year, and I
But we're
don't think people look at him like that. Okay, well, I mean, how low do you want me to go on like current versus
I
future?
was
Because
talking about guys that have barely gotten much playing time. Eric
okay,
Singleton got a lot whenever he was at Auburn
and Georgia Tech.
and Georgia Tech, yes.
I will say one, Tay, oh my God, and he got play at Troy. But I'm so sorry. He literally follows me. Tay Meadows from Troy. He'll be like Auburn's spell running back starting the year. I do think that he will eventually be their, if not starter, their second guy that's getting 10 to 15 touches a game. There's a bunch of other ones that are not necessarily players that you remember being in college football who are still in college football in the year of our Lord 2026. Um, you really put me on the spot. I was like, "What's about the show?" He's like, "Just college football stuff," and then comes out with this banger off the gate. Um, Virginia Tech has a bunch of interesting uh, transfers that are coming in, and I do think that the freshman that they got that one freshman from um oh God,
Penn
Andre.
State.
Yeah, like it was a freshman Penn State flip. But there's quite a few that I think will be studs from Virginia Tech. And then also, I will say one that my Penn State people were telling me about is this Tyseer Denmark kid from Penn State that went to VTech. And then also the quarterback, Ethan Grunkemeyer. I think basically the entirety of Virginia Tech could be all ACC guys for sure. Um, so yeah, and that would just be a big one for me to just look at, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
Um,
I've heard the same thing about a guy like Ethan Grunkmeyer. I mean,
yeah,
you saw what he did when he came
the
in for
two
Drew Allar
games,
last year.
yeah,
I thought he played more than 2 games. I thought he played the rest of the year after um yeah, he did play the rest of the year after Allar got hurt in the Northwestern game.
for some reason
Or
I thought
did
he
he
only played
get
two games.
hurt?
Um, Full games, Grunkmeyer played, it looks like one, two, three, four. So he played the Pinstripe Bowl. 21 passes can't be a full game. And then he played the Iowa, Ohio State, and the Indiana game. Obviously, the Clemson Bowl victory is probably the one that everybody is looking at, though, as a hey, this guy could be the future. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's guys all over the place that could be like that. Like I know the Bama quarterback, whoever comes out of there and wins that battle, that'll be a big one. Um, but yeah, I will say the one position group that I have a lot of questions about throughout the CFB is running back. Uh, like I think the top 10 isn't really that solidified in this fall. Um, so yeah, so I think like running back's the biggest one where there's a bunch. There's a super. Now I think receiver has the opposite issue, where like receiver, if you want to get in the top 5 like a receiver, you're gonna have to have like a hell of a year. You're gonna have to have like an All-American year just to get in that top 5 conversation. Um, I'm trying to look early CFB running backs in 2026 from Roto Baller has Hollywood Smothers. I do think but Hollywood was already kind of a household name. Evan
Yes.
Dickens from Boston College. Deshaun Bishop. Bishop's a weird one for me because like Bishop has he has Legusto to be a great running back, but I just don't know if he'll truly get there. I know all the Ohio State guys love Caleb Hawkins, but they also have their own Bo Jackson this year.
How
And then
much
the
have we
kid,
been talking about Cam Cook during this offseason? Almost zero. Do I
yeah,
think look, here's the thing. West Virginia right now might have gotten their next Pat White and Steve Slayton in the
uh,
portal. Crazy as it sounds, I think that this is almost identical to where what West Virginia wants to have
yeah,
in their offense. And I think it would work out really well at the end of the year.
Also, Justice Haynes coming back is wild. Just
That's I I was honest. I'll be honest with you, man. I was shocked that he wanted to come back.
I feel like
I really was.
uh, it's almost like okay, Ahmad Hardy too, right? I don't know how low Ahmad Hardy or like how much Ahmad Hardy has to gain with another year of tread on those tires and going back to Missouri, right? Like Fluff, okay, yeah, Fluff's gonna go back because he needs that time to develop, needs that time to shine, right? But Ahmad, I don't totally get it. And I mean like Kawan Lacey, sure, like you're probably I don't think many people were looking that highly on Kawan Lacey as an NFL prospect, but I think that there was teams that saw Ahmad Hardy as like maybe a poor man's Ashton Jeanty, essentially, right? Um,
Mm.
and I think he could have gone top 60, top 80 if in this draft class. Um, but he didn't want to. So, but yeah, I mean, it's still really too early to tell. Like, there's still kids that will be transferring and kids that will eventually be like, hey, I don't want to play here. But yeah, and I know a lot of my Florida guys are like Jaden Ball, but Florida probably has like three guys that are gonna carry the rock a lot next year. Bob will be the bell cow back. I've combined workhorse and bell cow. Um, but yeah, and I will say the one that they mentioned on here, I'm glad they did. LJ Martin from BYU. He's going to be a dog coming back too. He was a big part of why BYU was what BYU was this year, and the fact that he's coming back will be huge for him. But
Do
yeah,
you think? Do you remember what happened with West Virginia and what was their biggest struggle last year?
consistency. I
Injuries.
mean, yeah, injuries.
They went through like 3 or 4 quarterbacks last year,
Yeah,
and
uh,
you only returned one, Scotty Fox Jr. from last year. I don't think he's going to be starting. Now, has he shown really effective games as a pocket passer? Yes. Has
no,
he struggled with turning the football over? Yes. I think though that this is Mike Hawkins Jr.'s offense. I'm just being real with you. And as crazy as this might sound, Mike Hawkins Jr. fits more into the Rich Rod spread O than Scott. And that's why I said that I think West Virginia just got Pat White and Steve Slayton 2.0. I don't think people are looking at Mike Hawkins Jr. enough, and they're looking at him in this offense. He's an extremely athletic quarterback. I think he's a very good quarterback. I think he's in a place in the Big 12 where he can succeed. We've seen it happen in years past. Go look at Connor Wigman this past year. Can't stay consistently healthy at Texas A&M, has a rough start, has some times where he's got to be replaced by Marcel Reed, and then he transfers to Houston, gets into the right system offensively, and he pops off for the Cougars. He got into the system that fit him best, and he got a coaching staff that believed in him. I think that's what Mike Hawkins Jr. is missing right now. He sat behind John Mateer this past year. I think he learned a lot from the adversity that Mateer had to deal with. Obviously, coming back, he was not healthy the rest of the year. He learned how to be tough.
yeah,
And I think his struggles that he had in his freshman year, too, is only going to make him better over the course of his career. That's why I speak so highly of Mike Hawkins Jr. And then you see what Cam Cook was able to do this past year at Jacksonville State. He excites the hell out of me. He's the closest that West Virginia has gotten to somebody like Steve Slayton in a while. And people are going to say, well, what about Noel Devine? Guys, here's the difference between Noel Devine and Steve Slayton. Steve Slayton was more of a power back. Noel Devine was all about speed. I'm not saying that Steve Slayton didn't have speed on him, but he had those two factors that worked out best for him. That's what got him over the hump and made him a West Virginia legend. Noel Devine couldn't find a position. I think when you put Cam Cook into that backfield, it's going to cause havoc in the Big 12. Here's the biggest thing that West Virginia needs. both sides of the line of scrimmage are god awful. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing that I think you're going to have to improve on in 2026.
And West Virginia also brings in Troy wide receiver, uh, DJ Epps, who
I like
had
him.
a incredible season. He was the I don't want to say sole reason they beat Texas State,
Was he
but he
top
was a
five in the conference in receiving?
yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, but he had actually, I will say, my one thing that I like about all these Troy guys is that they play out the year and then they transfer.
Yes.
And he was definitely one that he had a pretty good day against South, or not South, against Jack State. And then obviously, I'm sure some of the former State coaches at West Virginia were watching that game and probably like, hey, we might need a receiver. So DJ Epps, I'm very high on as a West Virginia player as well. I think that it will be very, very good for both DJ and West Virginia that happens. But yeah, but he was literally so he had 47 receptions for 512 yards and 5 touchdowns on the year. So not too terribly crazy. But when you realize that like most of those are in, he had 10 for 148 against Texas State. Georgia State, he had 8 for 103. And then uh, yeah, then but most of his stuff was returning because I do think total yardage he was way up there. It does not give me total yardage in this ESPN stats thing, but I like ESPN stats. Does it give me? Can I go on Sports Reference? But yeah, but I think West Virginia and Virginia Tech are both in pretty good spots when it comes to building and that kind of thing. So yeah, he had 23 returns for 555 yards this
That's
year.
what I thought. He's kind of be kind of like what? Who's that kid from UAB that transferred to Arkansas this past year? That was mostly a kick returner.
Like you're talking about my king, Cam Shanks from
Shanks,
Prattville.
yes. So he's basically going to be kind of like what Cam Shanks was for Arkansas.
Yeah. Which the craziest thing to me, bro? Cam Shanks is on the Wake Forest website still listed as a redshirt sophomore. And like I think that's technically what he's gonna be in 26. So he spent I guess redshirt freshman year UAB. Or no, redshirt his freshman year, redshirt freshman year UAB, and then redshirt sophomore year Arkansas. But I'm wondering if there's some whatever that he's still going to be redshirt sophomore this year. But even if he's not, for Wake Forest, he'll be at least a redshirt junior.
I'm so glad you mentioned Wake Forest, and I think he's going to be a redshirt junior.
Yeah,
Do you want to know where I have Gio Lopez on my ACC quarterback rankings?
6,
I have him 10th right now.
10th. Okay,
So
I
he's
could.
like middle of the pack. I
But they
think
also have the kid from Charlotte, right? Um,
dude,
But the
it's
the
not
one that can
happening.
throw the ball a country mile, Deshaun Purdy.
I
Deshaun
get
Purdy
that.
is also
I
on that
get that.
roster.
Deshaun, look, listen. Do you know who his defensive or his offensive coordinator? By the way, Deshaun Purdy's at Liberty now.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Sorry.
But anyways,
All
do
all
you
all
know who
these
Gio
kids that
Lopez's
move.
offensive
Ugh.
coordinator is now?
Who?
Rob Ezel. Do you know
Yeah,
where
yeah. That's
Rob
why
Ezel
Gio
was
went
2 years
there.
ago?
Robbie Ezel, yes.
Do you know where he was 2 years ago?
At South Alabama.
Where was Gio Lopez?
I shook his hand, bro. He doesn't know who I am, but I did shake his hand.
Who, Gio or
No,
Rob?
Rob. I've taken like a selfie with Gio. I'm pretty sure Gio kn would know my face at this point.
Oh.
At least like knows that he's a person on Twitter. Gio follows me, bro. Me and Gio.
Do you know
I'm
who
tight.
what is this kid's name? So I did a write up on this kid who's now he was like the number one JUCO quarterback this past year. He's at Florida. He just committed to Florida State this past week. Malachi Marshall.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I did a write up on him, and he actually liked the post and he reached out to me on Twitter and he said that he appreciated the write up. So now we got a Twitter follower from Malachi. So shout out Malachi Marshall if he's watching us right now. But I really think Gio Lopez, if I re-rank it right now, I'd probably put Gio Lopez at probably 7 or 8. Here's who I have above. Here's who I have below him if I'm ranking him behind him. Steve Angeli, Ashton Daniels, Mason McKenzie, Alberto Mendoza, Lincoln King Holtz, Billy Edwards Jr., Davis Warren, whoever Clemson's quarterback is going to be, whether it be Chris Vizina or Chris Denson, and then Dan Mahan, who's now at Clemson.
I was having to refresh myself on which school Billy Edwards is at now. I almost like have a worse opinion on Billy Edwards now that he's not at Maryland. I just felt like that offensive scheme matched him so well, like so well.
At Maryland?
Yeah.
Well, I think he left because of the arrival of Malik Washington.
Yeah. But I mean, then he was at Wisconsin for a year. Dude, what? So he was
got hurt at Wisconsin. He was the starter for I think a couple games, and then he got hurt.
So this is his 6th year. So yeah, he's had a medical red shirt at least. But
yes.
Was 25 his medical red shirt?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was granted one this year. But I mean, after seeing how they just treated Max Johnson and Gio, God, I still never forgive Tar Heel Twitter for how they did Gio at that UCF game when UNC was just getting their butt smacked left, right, and center. And they're like, "Oh yeah, the quarterback. There's the reason." I'm like, "Yeah, you gave up 40 points because your quarterback threw 2 picks. Cool."
So I got to read you what my buddy sent me. His baseball preseason top 16. I don't even know how closely you follow baseball.
Decently. I like taking pictures of it, so I follow it enough.
College baseball?
Yeah.
Number 1, Texas. Number 2, Oregon State. Number 3, TCU. Number 4, Arkansas. 5, LSU. Oh, he put TCU twice. Number 7, Oregon. Number 8, Georgia. Number 9, NC State. 10th, Oklahoma State. 11, Miami. 12, A&M. 13, UCLA. 14, North Carolina. 15, Southern Miss. 16, Ole Miss. So
I don't like Southern Miss being over Troy or Old Dominion.
Okay.
But
well, Southern Miss's bullpen is crazy. Okay.
Sure, but are they gonna like?
Hey, I have Southern Miss and Troy potentially being both of them in my Omaha A. Crazy as it sounds, I firmly, crazy as this sounds, I think at least 2 Sun Belt teams are getting into Omaha.
I don't think it's crazy that 4 teams would make it to the 64 or whatever, make it to regionals.
Yeah, them, Coastal.
I didn't throw Louisiana in there, honestly.
Have you seen Louisiana's schedule, dude? Year, dude. You better have a bounce back year. Lunar RL says Shirley, Alabama is 17th. Baseball wise, yes, I would assume so. This is not my rankings. Just so we're clear. But I would say, checker. Huh?
I'm trying to see. Are there any Sunbelt baseball odds out there?
On Twitter?
No, I mean just in general.
Probably.
World Series odds.
Oh, another guy that's going to be interesting to me is Elise Leve. God dog it. You're going to have to help me with. Huh?
Who?
At least he's the transfer from Michigan State.
Oh yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
The one with the weird name,
I think I know who you're talking about, but I'm just
Alicio Milahevich, I guess. Here's the similarity between him and the guy
Oh
that
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
left.
yeah. Alicio Miljovojevic.
Yeah,
Miljovojevic.
the similarities between him and Ethan Kaliakmanis. Kaliakmanis. I don't know how you say this
Kaliakmanis.
guy. Huh?
Kaliakmanis.
Kaliakmanis. The
Oh,
similarities between the two are, I mean, they're almost identical to each other, man.
yeah. Also,
I
he was
think
a
that they're both from the state of Illinois.
yeah, Illinois kid.
They are very similar in name. Um, Poke.
Don't ask me off rip who it was, but there's also there was a person that's like I'm forgetting how and why, but there is a person that uh,
Come on, spit it out.
there's another person from St. Francis in Wheaton, Illinois that is playing college football. I'm forgetting who though. I was trying to look in their alumni page to see,
Okay.
but it's only him. Okay, whatever.
Oh, I got a
The,
question for you.
what?
What do you think of where Aiden Childs is at with Northwestern?
I just Northwestern is the weirdest college football team year in year out.
I
I think they could go 8-4 or they could go 4-8. You know what I'm saying?
he's he's got a
Um,
lot of potential, and I remember all the hype that was around him going into his first year in the Jonathan Smith era. I heard people saying that Michigan State would have a bounce back year. They had this, they would have that, and then they'd struggle right out the gate throwing the football.
no. So I don't know. I'm just ugh.
We're not
I
big
will say
Brother, we're
I
not
get
Big
locked
Ten
in. I'm a fault.
territory, but I mean, we know a little bit of ball.
I, I will say though, like I get more locked in like July or in August, right? I can't get locked in before that, dude. Like I don't know why. Like
Dude, I have to get locked in whenever. Every time I come on here, I have to be locked in. I can't tell you how much tape I have watched in the past month when after the or really the last 2 weeks since the national championship.
yeah.
It's been ridiculous how much I have had to watch. And that's just with NFL draft prep, to be honest with you. So, but I will say, if there is one guy that I think will break out in 2026 compared to the rest of the field, I think it would have to be. And I don't even know if it will happen, man. I think the emergence of a guy like Jared Curtis from Vanderbilt, man, we may be shocked at what we see. Now, I don't know how he'll work in Tim Beck's system, knowing that he's not really a mobile quarterback compared to what you had the last 2 years. But holy cow, his potential is through the roof. That's why he was one of the best quarterbacks coming out of high school this past year.
Okay, I'm with you on Jared Curtis, but I think him going to Vandy actually hurts his like life in football. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
do you say that?
I know he'll be able to shine, but and I'm not saying that Kirby Smart is an incredible, producer of talent at quarterback because he hasn't really been, all right. But having all of those, like, because they're gonna have like huge expectations if they're paying the man what they probably are paying him. Because Georgia didn't want to let him go, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, well we kind of have to, which I mean that means they got outbid or they couldn't offer something. But every to everyone that was like, there were so many people that were like, they're like, oh, like it's not a money thing, it's never been a money thing. I'm like, I guarantee that if Kirby really wanted to, that he would have also offered to like start immediately. But there was probably something that he saw on tape or something someone saw on tape that made him go like, hey, I'm not totally cool with this. I don't think that this is going to be that great. And like, like, do I think that Jared Curtis will be a great quarterback? Sure. Yeah. I am very high on him, but if he could have just waited a little while long, or I mean, like waited a year to actually play, that would have been beautiful. Like, I don't think you have anyone that has questions about that at that point. So,
Do you think that he should have stayed in 27?
what do you mean?
Wasn't he a
Yeah, yeah, he's a reclass. No, I like the reclass thing.
what was he a reclass
I think
from?
that
25 or 26?
he wasn't a 25.
Was he a
Um,
26 or was he a 27?
I thought he was a. Hold up, give me a second.
I want to say he was a 27 that reclassed to 26, but I don't really remember.
I thought he was a 27. Um. I mean, when I just said reclass, it doesn't actually have. Oh, okay. Uh, hold on. Oh no, this is a different quarterback that I could have.
It's a different one.
There's a different one that reclassed. Um, yeah, the number one in 28 might reclassify. Number one in 28 might reclassify to 27.
Okay.
Jaden Wade from IMG, which is don't get me started. It's his own different thing, bro. Tell you.
Anyways, wasn't Raiola supposed to be a reclass too whenever he came out of high school?
Raiola was, whenever he went to Georgia, one of the reasons he went to Buford was because they could reclassify him, which is another hilarious thing because part of the reason they reclassified was because he was the, starting quarterback or whatever. Because if he was just some regular old Joe, they wouldn't have let him reclassify. But because he was, whatever. So,
We'll see, man. Here's the thing with him. He's losing so much talent. He's losing your star tight end. He's going to lose one of your number one receivers. Is Cedric Alexander back for another year or is he done?
okay, with Georgia, okay, yes, I understand that on paper Georgia's losing a lot. They're not losing like any, like, dude,
No, no,
Georgia's
no, no, no,
like,
no, no. Vanderbilt.
oh, Vanderbilt. My fault, my fault, my fault. You're losing speed. That's about it. But you're a better football team than you were in years past. Um, I'm not totally well versed on most of the SEC stuff because I've been trying to do more, been like more actually in depth on the Sun Belt and stuff. But you're losing a lot of speed. I know that for a fact. But I think they're gonna build more of a team that Clark Lee kind of wants to have, which is a defense first kind of grit and grind sort of team, rather than a, like really speedy kind of gimmicky offense, fat like, I don't think he's gonna run Jared more than 6 times a game, and I think the 6 times will be like if we have to, right? I think they're gonna really pay attention to Jared's health I think that's going to be a huge part of whether or not they,
Right.
make it far. So if they really want to make it far, they're going to have to be like, hey, Jared, like you're going to have to make sure that you can whatever. So
I don't think that they're going to have that issue with him, but it is going to be interesting to see what happens with your quarterback situation. Because
yeah,
look, you have been around some really, really good throwing quarterbacks and really solid guys that are pocket passers. And you've also been around some guys, Tim Beck, I'm saying, that has been able to have that dual threat capability. It's about what system is going to work for a guy like Jared Curtis, and is he going to be able to translate that on the field? It's
yeah.
obvious that Vandy's going to go through a rebuild this year in 2026.
I
Expectations are look, listen, expectations are going to be lower this year. I'm not expecting them to have another 8 or 9 win season this year. I think I hate putting these two freaking words together. A 6 or 7 year or 6 or 7 win year is not out of the ordinary.
yeah,
I mean, it depends on, but listen, I think Vanderbilt has been more locked in on the portal than they have been in the last several years of the Clark Leah era. If you don't have that win against Alabama, we're not having this discussion. That's what really vaulted them and catapulted them to where they are right now, where Vandy is all of a sudden 2 years later, when we were talking about if this was going to be Clark Leah's last year as the head coach at Vandy, and now we're sitting here talking about them being a consistent bowl eligible team over the next several years in Nashville.
yeah. I just don't think Vandy's going into the season thinking like, hey, like we're we're not winning, right? And I understand that they might not be having SEC or SEC championship or bust type shit, right?
Well, no.
But I think they're still very high on themselves being a contending team. But yeah,
But again, that goes back to what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Are you going to be locked in on the pool this past year? You really were at times. And I thought you got some really good pieces to fill in. I think the biggest thing, man, is your tight end position. You got Maurice Benet from the portal. He's a 3-star transfer. Javante Carner, who I thought had loads of potential coming from Ole Miss and then went to East Carolina for a little bit. He's a big body tight end, 23 catches, 333, and 3 scores at ECU. I think he's not going to be Eli Stowers, but I think he's going to be able to come in as a third down tight end and contribute.
yeah.
So, but
They'll
you're
be fine though. But I think this is the
right.
prove it year for Clark Lee on like where we're gonna have Vandy for the next few years. If they do well, I think that we'll have Vandy a little higher than what we'd expect. If they do average, I think it just, whatever. But if they do poorly, I think it's a real like reconsideration kind of thing.
Right.
So, and I'm not saying I'm not saying they're gonna fire the man, but
No.
I just think that they're gonna have a moment of, hey, what the hell are we doing? If they don't if they don't make a bowl, that would be my, hey, we need to clock in on ourselves and what we're doing. Because if
Right.
they make a bowl, sure, you know, like I don't think anyone's having any problems if they make a bowl game.
So this is your schedule right now. Austin Peay, Delaware, and North Carolina State, at Auburn and at Georgia, Ole Miss and Arkansas at home, at Kentucky, at Mississippi State, Bama at home, at Florida, Tennessee. I see 6 wins on here. I don't know. But I'll be
Yeah.
honest, anything can be a toss-up game. I think Austin Peay is a sure win. I think Arkansas should be a pretty good win for you. I'll be honest, man. Delaware's
What?
interesting.
Mm.
Why do I say Delaware's interesting? Dude, I've seen him. You know that I've seen him in person. You know how much I like Nick Minicucci?
We love the coochie, bro.
Shut up. That's just weird. Now you
Bro, I'm followed by so much of Delaware Twitter, except for Joe Flacco burner. Okay.
none of the freaking none of Delaware Twitter follows me. And I've tagged them in God knows how many posts when I was at Mobile.
What if they just don't like you? Maybe
I
they just
don't
don't like
know.
you.
How do they not like me? Like that's stupid.
They can just smell it on you. I'm fucking with you, bro.
Yeah. No kidding, huh? It's not like I didn't recognize that. But anyways. Sorry, I'm looking at something on my phone. North Carolina State is going to be interesting. I think that North Carolina State game defines where Vanderbilt is the rest of the year. I think you should get past the first 2 easy. You start 2-0. North Carolina State, man, you get CJ Bailey coming in, who should be one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC. And despite NC State losing a load of talent, man, that offense can score at will. You may end up
Yeah.
but you can't go blow for blow with NC State. Because as bad as NC State's defense was last year, you would hope that they'd improve greatly in 2026 because they know Dave Doran could be on his last leg. If not this year, maybe next year. But we'll see.
Yeah.
At Auburn, at Georgia, it's interesting. Let's see what happens in year 1 of the Golish era. Dude, they're going to get gutted in year 1. And I really like the hire of Golish. But man, who is he going to work with? He's got Byron Brown. He's got a couple of dudes that he's got in the portal. But your entire roster from last year is gone.
Uh, I don't think like okay. I think it's almost like a length thing with Alabama, right? Like I don't think they wanted that old roster to be the roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, I think that roster had some sort of stench to it that none of the Auburn people wanted, right? That they didn't fight. They didn't. I mean, don't mean fight like fist fight, but they didn't, have any grit to them. They were kind of, just meh the whole time. They took losses terribly. They just like kind of sat there when they could have, actually like competed. Um, so yeah, so I'm not very high on the whole like, oh, Auburn's gonna suck because they don't have any of the same guys. I think they needed a turnaround. They needed to gut that roster, because I don't think any of that roster wanted to play for the people that were there, and I also don't think that like I just don't think that was a good roster at all. So
Did you listen to what Kubelik said?
what
Did you ever listen to what Kubelik said about that?
I mean, Cuba's had a bunch to say even just throughout the season. But what exactly did he say?
Um, I have it somewhere. I remember bookmarking this because it was really good, man. I really enjoyed listening to his take on it because it was absolutely true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true about what he said about the state of Auburn. You didn't need those 2 guys to be your stars at this point. You didn't. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm looking on Twitter. But he was very, very adamant on it, and he wasn't pulling any punches when it came to this. So and look, I really appreciated what Kublik had to say. I think he was really honest at the end of it all. Where is it? Because this was on McElroy and Cube this morning. Or not this morning, but several weeks ago.
Yeah. But the full title of the show is Mac and Cube this morning.
Yes. Damn it. I'm telling you, you'll remember when I pull it up.
I mean, I'm sure it's just the same stuff. Like he had said a lot of the stuff, like the Auburn way and the how they all fought for the when they had the hardworking soldier as like their like theme practically.
Right. No, I pretty much.
Or hard fighting soldier, my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I am a hard fighting soldier on the battlefield. Yes,
All right,
I'm
old
a
man.
hard fighting soldier
All
on
right,
the
old man.
battlefield. Oh wait, are you playing it?
No, I'm still trying to look for it. But the bottom line is that he pretty much said exactly what was needed to be said on the show. Because it was supposed to be the Auburn way at that point, and they were very honest. Not necessarily too honest, but very honest enough to the point where Cube was freaking pissed. Like, literally pissed at this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also he called like 3 or 4 of the wins, like 3 or 4 of the games. And I'm like,
Here it is.
imagine
Here
just
it
like,
is.
oh,
So I've got it right here. And I don't know if I talked to Cube about it because I saw him at Sugar Bowl. So I think this was after Sugar Bowl. And I've been meaning to contact him about it, and I wanted to get him on the show to kind of get his thoughts on this.
The
well,
obsession
that man has no time
build
between
a
his
team on two
5
individuals that have had limited time proving themselves and have shown some clown tendencies in doing so is beyond irresponsible, is beyond ignorant, and is just flat out flawed. But then you go out and you wear pink ski masks to be different from everybody else on the team. That's the guy that's going to take the reins and pull the program? We're going to sit around and cry about a guy that's got less than 100 catches in 2 years.
Dude, I thought he was about to start cussing at this point. I thought he was.
Oh, he's cussed before. He's had to like catch himself before, especially
I
on
know.
Auburn.
We're going
to because this is his alum. This is the school he's played, so he knows about all this.
Sit around and cry about a guy that's played in one game. You got to stop. You got to stop. No player cripples a program when they leave. Not a single one. Not to the draft, not to the portal, not to Enterprise Rent-A-Car to start a career. None of them cripple a program when they leave. And if your mindset is that is a loser brain. That is a loser take. That is a loser mindset to think, oh, he's leaving. We can't win. You can't think that way. And this obsession with these two guys that they've propped up any portion of the program. What games did Auburn win because of two said players?
Mercer.
I'll wait.
Mercer.
Congratulations.
Mercer.
Just saying.
What FBS games did Auburn win because of the two said players? Vanderbilt, when Cam Coleman went off with all the one-handed catches? Give me 20 Jeremy Bernards before one Cam Coleman. Sorry, I know that hurts people's feelings. I know I'm probably really mean for saying that. You know what? I'll go use another Auburn example. Give me 1,000 Courtney Taylors before one Cam Coleman. Hell, I'll take Duke Williams before I'll take it.
Whoa.
I'd do to stab you in the throat to catch a football. I don't care. I want him on my team.
You know what's funny?
Oh, yeah.
It's because I think he actually did stab somebody in the throat. I don't. He might have. No, he didn't. But he ain't wrong.
No. Never wrong, just early.
How many times did Auburn go into a game last year with Cam Coleman and Deuce Knight, knowing that they needed them to win a game?
Never.
It wasn't Vanderbilt. Yes,
No.
I know he popped off, but it wasn't like they were throwing to the MF for every freaking down.
I will say I don't hate Deuce Knight leaving. I don't think Deuce Knight fits the system. Golish needed whatever, right? But Cam's a weird one because like Cam was probably he was up there on the list of guys that were respected on campus, right? And the fact that they just didn't get they just didn't want him or whatever. I don't know how I feel about that one, Chief. Because like I had gotten told a couple times when I was asking around that basically Auburn didn't want him, or like the new Auburn people didn't want him, and I'm like, I think he's good enough to want. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get it.
Do you know why he didn't want to keep Cam Coleman and why Cam Coleman left?
Why?
Because he didn't want to deal with his bullshit. I mean, and look, when that happened, I think Golish told himself, good. This is a team sport that we play.
I'm just so confused. He went to Texas, right?
Yes, he's at Texas right now.
So confused. Like maybe it'll work out. Like
I'm sure it will. Oh, I'm sure it will. But he ain't. It's hard for me to disagree with Kublik, knowing that this is his alum. He's very vocal about his alum, and he knows what the hell goes on in that building. He knows better than just about anybody else that is on this platform. Lunar RL says that could have been similar to the DJ Lagway situation in Florida.
Shout out Hunter, bro. Love Hunter.
Who's that?
I didn't know he was actually listening. I sent him the thing because I was playing one of the games with him earlier.
At church?
But yeah, okay. DJ Lagway, Florida. That was another one that I asked people about. I think DJ Lagway, Florida was honestly too big of a personality to keep around, and also price wise, to keep him, you couldn't keep Baugh. Per sources, and Baugh was saying no matter what. So,
Can I be honest with you?
what? How long do you want to run this, by the way?
I'll probably go for another 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm calling it a night.
Okay, you're good.
Since we're on the topic of money, NIL is getting way too out of hand. We have given more power to the player than we could have ever bargained our ass for. They want an asinine amount of money for a freshman. Go look at that kid from Kansas for Kansas's basketball program.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about? The one that
What?
people were hyping up coming out of high school and said, oh, he might be the number one pick. Him and that BYU kid that were in the match for who was going to be the number one overall pick in 2026. And he's only played in 11 games. Kansas spent $3 million damn dollars on him. He's only played in 11 damn games. 11 freaking games.
Tough.
And we want to spend our money on somebody like him. If that was the offer that he was wanting, piss on you, dude. We're moving on to go get somebody else that wants to be a part of our program.
Hell yeah.
And then you have this whole shindig with this dude that, what was it, Charles Breakout? How do you say this kid's name? I wouldn't even call
Whatever.
him.
Charles.
Huh?
Just say Charles.
Charles?
Or whatever.
Bediago?
Yes.
Bediaco or whatever it is?
Bediaco. But yeah. Chuck.
This Charles Bediaco situation where he's trying to find a loophole in the NCAA so that he can go from the G League to Alabama to go pull some NIL money and to go compete with 18, 19, 20-year-olds is ludicrous. This cat's been out of college basketball for what? 3 years? If that.
Bro.
Like, how ludicrous is this? This is what I mean. Bediaca, thank you.
Yeah.
This is getting out of hand. And if you have morals, if you have common sense, you should know, hey, man, like this whole situation with what's going on in the G League, dudes wanting to go into college because, oh, they think they have eligibility, oh, they think they have a loophole, that's BS. You got to have a brain and understand, even if you're a Bama fan, you got to understand, you have to realistically look at this and say, this is kind of getting out of hand. This is a bit crazy. Do you have to go?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I mean, am I just the old man yelling at the cloud or what?
It's a little crazy. I'm just so out of it, dude. Like I hate all the random shit that we see in today's whatever, bro. Like it's just so like to me, I just don't like any of it, dude.
Ain't no telling what's gonna happen from here on out. All right, let's wrap it up for tonight. I'm gonna give you my top 10 quarterbacks going into 2026, and I want to get your thoughts on this one. And it is going to differ greatly from a lot of different people. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Number 10, I have CJ Carr. Number 9, I have Brendan Sorsby. 8, Sam Levitt. 7, Damon Williams. 6, Noah Fafita. 5 is Gunnar Stockton. 4, Josh Hoover. 3, Dante Moore. 2, Darian Mensah. And number 1, Julian Sayin.
Okay. My only question, I think you have 9 guys right on here in any order. Josh Hoover. I don't understand. I just, yes, is he a good quarterback? I think he's just overrated. Like, at the school he's at now, sure, right? If Indiana's looking at him and they're like, hey, this guy's gonna be good, right? Okay, I saw someone, I cannot take credit for this. It was a Big 12 burner. I'm pretty sure it was either Beerman or one of the other Kansas guys, but they called him a college football 26 quarterback. And I was like, you're so right. Right? Because he does have a little speed to him, right? He has a little
Yes.
rollout ability. He has that little video game kind of arm, that little arm action every now and then. And I'm
Yes.
like, but the tape just doesn't add up to be a top 10 quarterback. Do I think Josh Hoover has what it takes to make the NFL? Yes. I honestly think. I think honestly he has a better chance than some of the guys on that list. But when we're talking about a top 10 college football quarterback, especially in his first year in a new offense, Fernando Mendoza, okay, if we're comparing the Fernando Mendoza at Cal and Josh Hoover at TCU, completely different. The Fernando Mendoza at Cal tape is up there with like Mona Lisa. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
I
Like,
would also say that Fernando Mendoza is more mobile compared to Josh Hoover.
sure, sure. But I'm just saying the tape at his school before going to QB Guru over there was great. And I mean, if Indiana's going in there, like I know Joel Klatt went on a rant about this and how well Indiana's done in the portal this year. And part of it was the Josh Hoover. But I'm like, dude, he's another one. Like, there's all these guys that make quarterback moves that you can question, like, why did you leave, right? And like honestly, the biggest one that I actually like is Lagway, because I mean, like his dad was from there, he's from Texas, change of scenery, all those things. But I think Josh going from big man on campus TCU, he's from Rockwall, like I don't know, man. Like I know this is his last ride, but uh, if I were him, I think, and I had him because this was the one that I missed from the Senior Bowl. Like if you remember, I sent you the Senior Bowl quarterback list. I got all but one right, and I left like room for one because I didn't know who the Cole Stone or whatever, right?
Right.
Um, I didn't know but this was the one that I missed from the Senior Bowl because I thought he would go to the Senior Bowl anyway. But him going back to college, whatever, make your NIL money. But he's going to be a Tyler Shug type guy in the NFL or like in the NFL talks the year after. Like he's already played. He started, what is this? 31 games? Yeah. He started 31 games. And you're going to tell me that he's going to start another 12 possibly more. He's going to have 45 games under his belt and be a NFL prospect. How old is
Mhm.
he going to be next? Pretty sure he's older than me. Or no, he will be 20 at the draft next year. He will be a 23-year-old player that's getting drafted. So, and he'll
Josh
be
Hoover
turning.
will.
Yes, he has a February 14th birthday.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. I don't think that that's a bad thing. I mean, is it a thing? Yeah. I don't think he's going to be behind at 23. I mean, shoot, Fernando Mendoza is going to be 23 in October.
no. He to put it into perspective, he will only be 5 months younger than what Tyler Shook was when everybody said Tyler Shook was the oldest person since sliced bread in the draft last year.
And then look what he did this year.
He did solid, don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah.
But
I'm not saying that Josh Hoover's not gonna exactly be like Tyler Shough.
yeah,
I do.
he'll have to go to a team that he like this isn't like Trevor, right? Like Trevor Lawrence is turning he either turned 26. Yeah, he turned 26 this year, right? Imagine if he was a 24-year-old quarterback and then now we're talking about a 30-year-old Trevor Lawrence, right?
Right.
And he's just now hitting like his like mental NFL peak. Like I don't know. But no, I agree with all the other ones. I think that they'll flip throughout the offseason, but all the other ones are fine. I think Noah Fafita, I think this is the year that he's like, this is the year. Bo Nix is ready. Like he definitely has that Bo Nix to him that
Right.
he's fantastic in the summer and then just doesn't get there. Also, isn't Jalen Daniels still kicking?
No,
or is
he's
he done?
he's going to the NFL now. He was in the
Oh.
East-West Bowl. He was in the
Oh
Shrine.
yeah, you're right. I thought I thought he was about to salute his way to a 7th year or some shit.
No,
Because he did play in 2020.
I
So I
remember
think
Jalen
he
Daniels. I had him as an early Heisman contender in 22 before he got hurt.
Yeah. That's where I thought. I thought in 22 he got a medical red shirt, but I guess he just didn't. He didn't try.
I think he did. I think last year was just his last year because he got, I think, his last red shirt. But
Yeah. I think that he must have used one of his regular red shirts in one of the 2 years because he was a red shirt junior in 24. I remember that like vividly. Yeah. Watchman, you got any closing statements?
uh, I put out a tweet earlier today, and I said that there were 14 quarterbacks that were better than Lenora Sellers. The other 4 are in. You're gonna think I'm crazy. Like you may think I've lost my freaking marbles. All right. Number 11, Arch Manning. Number 12, okay, bear with me, Drew Mestamaker. Crazy as it sounds, and I know people are going to say, oh, well, why do you have Mestamaker right there over?
I would have put Mestamaker in the top 10, honestly.
I was thinking about it for the longest time.
He's probably who I swap for Josh Hoover and make it and be fine.
Potentially. 13, I would have Jaden Mayava. Okay.
Yeah.
14, I have Kevin Jennings. And then 15, I have Lenore Sellers.
Yeah.
13, he says, your buddy says 13 should be the winner of Austin Mack and Keelan Russell.
13, the winner of Austin. I don't think okay. I've seen both throw in person now. I don't know what other people see. Austin Mack is a huge individual. That's about it. Maybe I'm wrong. I could very well be wrong, but I'm not moved by either. Like, I think this is the year that Bama fans realize how well of quarterback they've had previously, and this might be that kind of year where they're like, I don't know, like now at what I'm not putting them in the dirt, right? I think both can be
Right.
fine. I'm just saying that in their current state right now, I don't know.
Lunar RL says no love for Rocco Beck. I like Rocco. I think he had a really bad year this past year after that first game of the year. I think he struggled with turnovers and passing efficiency. I like him, but again, he's just not my cup of tea type of quarterback. I might say differently when we get to the start of the year. Right now, I think him just inside my top 5 when it comes to Big 10 or Big 12 quarterback. Was it Big 10 or Big 12? Big 10. That's it.
No.
But apart from that, let me look at my Big 10 quarterbacks. I have Rocco Beck at 7th. I have Drake Lindsay above him. And I really like Drake Lindsay.
I can see that.
Drake Lindsay is the Harvard transfer, isn't he?
Yeah, I think.
Dude, Harvard was crazy this past year. But heck of a year for him. We'll see what the rest of the field looks like, guys. Again, I want to thank you all for hopping on inside another great episode of the Southern Sports Scene. Make sure you all do us a favor. Hit the like, share, subscribe down below. Thank you to all of our new YouTube viewers. We appreciate you guys' support. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you all stay blessed. Don't stress. Follow me on Twitter at Lucas Hill SEC. Follow Scout on Twitter at Southern Charm Sports. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a new video tomorrow. We'll start our State of the Program series. So stay tuned for that. What?
Don't drop out of the. I have something to tell you after you end it. Don't drop out of the humor.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay blessed. Don't stress. Y'all have a great rest of the week.